Well, hello there, everybody. It's Space Cowboy here. Welcome back. We have another Cowboys game on the horizon as the Dallas Cowboys will be planning to travel to New Jersey to face the New York Giants in a 1 o'clock game that would all but assure Dallas position in the playoffs. And a couple scenarios have been updated, which I will provide to you now. The Dallas Cowboys can clinch a playoff spot with a win plus a San Francisco loss, along with like 6 other scenarios. So to keep it in simple terms, if Dallas wins, they're all but assured to be in the playoffs. And if they get one of these scenarios to happen, one of them being the easiest is San Francisco losing, they will punch their ticket to the playoffs for the first time in 3 years. Another thing is the division. Unfortunately, the division will have to wait due to the fact that the Chargers have lost. The strength of victory tiebreaker will not be in play for this week, so Dallas will be unable to clinch the NFC East until next week, which that's fine with me because that gives us something more to play for, and we're not getting complacent, which I don't think this team will be. But this game is going to be extremely important for Dallas to get back into the groove of things to try and prime themselves for a playoff run. Now, before we get into that, if you guys could do me a solid favor and like the video, it doesn't take too long to do and helps it out in YouTube's algorithm, along with subscribing if you haven't done so already to continue to get great content from myself and more Dallas Cowboys stuff. About 85% of you guys watching are not subscribed, so if you would, do yourself a favor and subscribe if you keep coming back and you like the content. So all that out of the way, let's talk about this game. So Dallas going to New York to face a decrepit New York Giants team that is pretty much has a lost season. They're 4-9. They don't have Daniel Jones. Let me see. They have Kadarius Toney, John Ross, and one of their edge defenders on the list of players that are in health and safety protocols. So realistically, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to have a high-end opponent to face this time around. Now, I will say that these division games can go however they wish. Dallas, I believe, is a 10 to 12 point favorite, which I think they will win by that much. I think that if there's a game that they can get out of this funk, this will be the game. And there are some interesting pieces of news to go about. So Connor Williams looks like he will be reinserted into the starting lineup. Mike McCarthy really wasn't that open about it. So like I know he likes keeping things on the DL. So I think that we might see Connor Williams return, which would be great. We're going to be without Tyron Smith due to his ankle issue that he suffered in the Washington game. But I think that all things considered, we should be fine. Cedric Wilson will be back. So a couple of our players returning. We only got Tyron Smith that's going to be out for now. But getting to the importance of this game, Dallas has been in a funk for a while now. And I will say that it's more so a consistency factor. Like I talked about in my video previously about what's wrong with the offense, who's to blame. Dallas really has been on or off these past couple of weeks, okay? So you have games like, for example, the Falcons and the Raiders game where the offense is able to do something, and albeit in certain circumstances that you would hope, would be a bit better. But there are parts where it's like, listen, it's a coaching thing, it's a player execution thing. There's a bunch of factors that go into it. Now, this is the game where things could get right. Tony Pollard, I believe, should be back as well, according to them. But the injury he has, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I would bring him back, especially that type of injury. But with all that out of the way, I think that what's important here, and we can all agree here, Dallas needs to get back into what this offense was doing at the beginning of the year. And I think they can. The offenses are way more easier to figure out than defenses. I think with defenses, you need a lot more cohesion, a lot more hitting it at the right time. And Dallas so far is 2-0 in December. Okay, they're 2-0 in December. You look at other teams, and I talked about this before. Dallas is winning when it matters most, and that is in December. I don't care what you did previously. The fact of the matter being, good teams and bad teams and average teams or pretenders will separate in December. And you're starting to see that. The Bills are one of those teams. They were 7-4 along with the Dallas going into December. Dallas is 9-4. They are 7-6. So it goes to show you that they are not the team that we thought they were, which sucks because I really do like Buffalo. I think I would have really liked to see them do something. Now, I don't know where they stand in the playoff race. I really don't care what happens in the AFC, but for me, New England has reasserted itself as the top team in that division for this year. So it goes to show you that don't F around. Like, think about it. New England was 2-4, I believe, when we last beat them. And they have now won 7 straight, something like that, something crazy. So for me, the way I look at it is that, and keep in mind, it wasn't like they were terrible. Like, they were just losing games. And, you know, the fact that Dallas is the last team that New England has lost to is pretty cool. But with all that out of the way, I think that the basic thing that you can take away from this game is Dallas continues to stack wins and gets better seeding. We know that Arizona will be without DeAndre Hopkins, so there is a possibility, not this week because they play the Lions, but there is a possibility that they could stumble. But then again, who knows? I think what's important to also take away is that, and I'm going to do a video about this tomorrow, about where I feel the Cowboys will land based off of where things are going. I think that if we're being honest with ourselves, we know Dallas will probably win these next 2 games. You know, the Washington football team is being ravaged by a COVID outbreak. The Giants aren't good. The last good team you have on your schedule is Arizona. So I think that there's no question that Dallas will take care of business. I think that as fans, right, and I like what Mike McCarthy is saying here, we'll begin serious playoff talk and seeding after 10 wins. Now, me personally, I don't really care because I kind of understand that the division's wrapped up and we've already talked about seeding here on this channel. But the one thing we need to realize is this. Dallas could get whatever seed they want. They just had to be playing their best football at the right time. 4 more weeks. If you want to take this week away, you got 3 more weeks to figure this thing out before you hit the tournament. So we just got to make sure that they get back on track. I think that what they can try to do is get this running game back into a rhythm. Adding Connor Williams back will be a massive centerpiece to that. I understand that Tyron's going to be out, but I think that you could get around that. I think another thing is getting this passing game back on track, which will come from getting Dak Prescott back into a rhythm. And that's not hard to do, really. I think that's more so something that the team has to look at the film and figure out what they can do. And there are ways they could go about it. I think that, you know, doing play action when you're not running the ball a whole lot doesn't make any sense. But overall, I think that Dallas will take care of business in New York. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts. So, I mean, look, we should win this game. I don't really have much more to say because this isn't like a marquee matchup. This is just more so a, let's just hope that Dallas gets back on track, and then we discuss what happens if they don't. Again, division games are weird. I'm not, like, if we have a good offensive performance in the defense, let's just say by some reason the defense just has a solid, you know, mild letdown, I'm not going to be super concerned. But if this continues, like, that's the problem. Dallas has, in my personal opinion, with the defense, one of the most complete rosters in the NFL. If Dallas's defense is playing the way it is and their offense just plays a smidget better, they will be one hell of a team to beat. And so I think that's the conversation I'll have when we get there. But let's get this win. I'll see you guys after the win. But more importantly, I wanted to talk about the seeding in tomorrow's video. So just keep an eye out for that. And I'll catch you guys out in the next one. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.